Welcome to the Positive Sports Podcast. I'll be your host this evening, Ed Montana. Alongside me today, my brother Alex. Alex, how you doing?
What's up, man? Doing great, feeling great, looking great, smelling good. I just finished taking a shower, so I better be smelling good.
It's a shame you're by yourself because someone else should enjoy the fact that you smell good for a change.
I know there's nobody here to, take a good whiff of me.
Of you. That sounds like an awful proposition. Look at us being twinsies today with blue shirts.
I mean, this was not planned.
This is as close as we'll get to looking alike.
Yeah.
Is wearing the same
You got that right. And by the way, for everybody watching this podcast, thanks for tuning in. Anybody out there needs some ad space, just peep the hat. There's a lot of ad space there.
That's right. You could take the hat off and your forehead would work too. I mean, it'd be black on white instead of white on black, but what's the difference, right?
Hold on. All right, 4 fingers. My whole palm.
Yeah, you're right.
Ad space here, a little more on the right than on the left, but whatever.
Yeah, well, that's where you put the little the person in your logo right there, and then the rest across.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, you can get fancy. The letters can start off small here and then get bigger.
Yeah, it looked like a graffiti on a wall.
That's right. Taking it back to Brooklyn.
All right, man. What do you want to talk about today?
Well, it's Tuesday. I mean, after Monday, we had a hell of a Monday night game.
Did you watch that game last night?
I mean, that was a fun game. It was exciting.
Look, unless you bet Cleveland +3 or somehow you bet the under, right? That was a great game.
Yeah, that was a great game.
Now, it was it was more painful for the Cleveland fans that bet +3, but because the under was over in the third quarter, I think, early third quarter.
If you bet the under, you probably went to sleep and you missed a great game.
35 points in the fourth quarter. Isn't that something?
That's crazy. I mean, Lamar Jackson pulled off. I mean, that's like Willis Reed, right?
Yeah.
Paul Pierce. I mean, who else came back in that fashion in a game? I can't remember.
Those are the two that always pop up when something like this happens. But I mean, thank God he got done dropping a deuce or whatever the hell he was doing in the locker room just in time after McSorley gets hurt to come out onto the field and just save the day.
I mean, that almost sounds like, and it looked like when you saw it live, the first thing that came to my mind that looked WWE like it was planned.
Exactly.
Seriously, because I mean the timing couldn't have been better.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was nuts.
I mean, have you ever dropped the deuce and
timed it perfectly?
And timed it perfectly to the point where like maybe you were cooking something and you ran out the bathroom and
I have had stomach issues before having to be somewhere, and like we're walking out the door in 10 minutes and all of a sudden I'm like,
right,
sorry, I gotta go read the paper.
And,
and I sit there and man, I hustle out of that bathroom and out the door and made it on time. Now, granted, I had to speed a little bit to get to wherever we were going, but I made it. Barely.
Well, as long as you made it.
You don't remember this because, you're 11 years younger than I am. But the normal routine, and I hope Dad doesn't watch this podcast, but the normal routine when I was a kid was we would get up in the morning and we would get up a good 45 minutes before we had to head out the door, right? And when I say we, I mean all three of us, Mom, Dad, and myself, because I went to school in the city, right? We lived in Brooklyn. I went to school in the city, and I went to school across the street from the factory where they worked. So, I took the subway with them early in the morning They had to be there by 7:30, so we were out the door by 6:45. We got up at 6 in the morning, and every morning I had coffee and crackers for breakfast. Now, granted, coffee, it was a little bit of coffee and a lot of milk, right? Whereas mom and dad's was more coffee than milk. And that's what I had. I had coffee and saltines for breakfast. That was my breakfast every morning. And dad every morning took, I mean, it had to be at least a 20-minute shit. At least 20 minutes. And back then, we only had one bathroom.
Right.
So if something was wrong with me or something was wrong with mom and we had to get into the bathroom, we were fucked. But somehow, every single day, we got out the door. And again, you can't be late. You know, you can't be late getting out the door because if you miss the subway, if you get on a later train, then everything gets backed up, you know? And so, but somehow we made it to work. I didn't have to be at school till 9, so I was there early anyway. But mom and dad made it to work on time every day, you know, making sure that I got out the door with all my stuff. And dad would take a 20-minute shit, at least a 20-minute shit, if not longer than that.
Yeah, I don't know about now, but me growing up, it was on point with
Yeah.
the, you know, with the
That was the
eat
routine.
breakfast and then go to the shitter.
And that was
I'm the same way though. I'll eat a little fucking snack and I'm shitting it out 5 minutes later.
And the funny thing is we didn't buy the paper until we left the house. So he was in there without a newspaper, you know, and it's not like he had a phone that he could play on or whatever. I mean, so he was just there concentrating on business. That's a ridiculous memory to share about my father.
Who doesn't take a shit though? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
that's true. Everybody takes a shit.
Yeah, everybody's dad has fucking stunk up the bathroom. Have you ever watched Friday?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it happens, you know. Now we're dads and we stink up the bathroom.
Yeah, but now, you know, we live a little bit better than we did when we were kids, right? Like, we got 3 fucking bathrooms in this house. If someone takes a shit, if someone blows up a bathroom in here, you go on to the next one. No big deal.
Yeah,
it's
true.
Not as, you know, it was a lot tougher when I was a kid. Sometimes you had to try to pee through the smog, man.
All right, let's get into some sports here.
Oh, we're talking about sports? I thought we were going to talk about shirts, advertisements, and shit.
Well, now hold on a second. Hold on a second. I don't remember the sports, but there are new sports in the Olympics. I heard.
Oh, really?
Right?
I heard something, but I didn't pay attention.
Yeah, but they're not like damn, I don't remember. They're not like sports. They are activities turned sports, I think. And this is perfect. Like this could be like, you know, a shitting contest. They could incorporate that
into the Olympic.
Exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
I don't know where I heard it, but
I'm looking it up right now. 5 new sports to watch at the Olympics.
What are they?
In Tokyo. Hold on. Surfing.
Because we may have the 6th.
Surfing, skateboarding, sport climbing, karate, baseball, and softball are coming back.
Oh, okay. I thought they were like something else.
Now, to be fair, I had this discussion earlier with my daughter. Surfing is not a sport. It's a skill. It's not a sport. Skateboarding is a skill. It's not a sport. If this is how I define sports. If you can directly affect the performance of your opponent, it's a sport, right? Tennis, you directly affect the other. Golf is not a sport. You can go hit a golf shot and I go hit the very next golf shot. Regardless of what you did, I'm going to do what I do, right? I'm going to try to hit it straight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't consider golf a sport, but it's a little more of a sport than like surfing, I'd say.
Right, but if you have to draw a line and say sport, not sport, if you don't directly affect your opponent,
I guess if you're playing golf and you go second, you're affecting how they how they approach the tee.
Listen,
I'm just saying, right? No, seriously.
You and I have played putt-putt. And every
Yeah.
time I've gone to putt after you, I try to get it through the windmill at the cup. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't give a shit what you did.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
You're not affecting how I play. I'm trying to make a hole-in-one just like you were.
All right, fuck all that. Let's talk about sports then, goddammit.
Well, look.
We're over here beating around the bush. They don't want to hear this bullshit. Let's talk sports.
The king of all sports in this country, the NFL, is coming down the wire. We just finished week 14. Every team has played 13 games now. And because we're doing this podcast on Tuesday instead of Monday, the week is done. And
we're not talking about the Texans and the Bears game, okay? Or the fucking Falcons or the Chargers game.
No. I mean, well, we just did, and that's about all we're going to say about it.
That's right.
I don't even know who won. So I don't care. I want to stick to the AFC because I think the AFC is, I say it's more interesting, but maybe not. Kansas City went down to Miami and took care of the Dolphins. The Dolphins came back towards the end to make it look closer than it actually was. But at the end of the day, that's not exactly a game they expected to win, and they're still in the playoff hunt. In fact, they're still in a playoff spot. They've got the tiebreaker over the Ravens at 8-5. So the Dolphins really, look, would it have been nice to beat the Chiefs and get another win and be 9-4? Absolutely. But did we expect them to? No, we didn't. The Chiefs did what the Chiefs do, right? They got off to a slow start. Didn't matter. In the end, they're 12-1. They are leading the way for that bye week that the top seed will get. Miami looked good in the game. Here's my question. Do we trust Miami, A, to make the playoffs, and B, with a rookie quarterback, do we trust them to go far in the playoffs?
I don't know about going far, but I mean, we've seen plenty of rookie quarterbacks make the playoffs, and go far, right? Like Big Ben. I'm sorry, not Big Ben. But we've seen rookie quarterbacks make take their teams to the playoffs.
Name one.
Well, I mean, off the top, I can't name one.
When you said that,
Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Dak probably did it.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, off the top, I mean, I probably can't name another one right now, but I mean, look, the Dolphins, if anything, I'm not a believer in moral victories, but I think that was one for the Dolphins because I mean they're a good team. The Chiefs are just better. Okay, that's plain and simple. But I wouldn't discredit the Dolphins that much. I mean, their defense is legit, man. They got the leading interception getter. I mean, their defense is good. It's good. But
it's good, and I really like Flores, the way he's coaching that team. I think he's coaching them up, and Tua is stepping into the role nicely, slowly but surely. I don't trust them to go far in the playoffs, but I do trust them to make the playoffs. And part of the reason I do is their strength of schedule the rest of the way is favorable. They don't have a tough road the rest of the way. So I'm pulling it up here. They've got
that lead that they gave up. It feels a little different than the lead that the Texans gave up. The Texans completely deflated the following season, right? Remember last season when they gave up? The Dolphins team, I don't see that type of loss lingering for them. You know what I mean? Like I think they'll still do enough to make the playoffs.
I agree with you. I think they'll do enough to make the playoffs. They've got the Patriots this week, which I expect them to win that game. I don't want to say the Patriots have mailed it in, but it sure feels that way. They looked terrible on Thursday against the Rams. Cam Newton is not the answer. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. I like Cam Newton, but it's pretty obvious now that Cam Newton's not the answer at quarterback for the Patriots or anyone else. I don't think he's a starting caliber quarterback anymore in the NFL. maybe he's put one scarf on too tight. I don't know, but he's just not there. And then they've got the Raiders and the Bills. Now the Bills could be playing for nothing at that point because they could be locked into a division title, but not high enough to win the overall bye.
Or
huh?
I said, or the Bills could fuck around and beat him to try to keep him out of the playoffs if it meant if it meant that. You know what I mean?
Well, certainly if it meant something to him. But at that point, you got to remember the Bills will probably look. They're up 2 games on the Dolphins right now. So in 3 weeks, when they actually come to play each other, the Bills could have already clinched the AFC East, and the Chiefs could have also very well clinched the number 1 seed overall. So there'll be nothing for the Bills to play for other than seeding, and there's really not much of a difference when you're a division winner, right? You're going to be either 2, 3, or 4, and you're going to have to play that first weekend against a wild card team. So, it's probably better to say, because you don't know how the wild cards are going to shake out. There's so many teams that are in the race. You may as well just sit back, rest your starters, get healthy, and, go into that playoff game fresh. So the Bills may have nothing to play for in Week 17, in which case Miami could conceivably go 3-0, right? They could beat the Patriots, the Raiders, and the Bills. They go 3-0. They end up the season at 11-5. Who knows, right? They're going to be in the playoffs, and they'll have to go on the road to face a division winner, right? Either the Steelers, the Bills, or whoever wins the South, assuming the Chiefs go all the way and, lock up the top seed. So I think they're going to make the playoffs. But I think they're playing with house money at this point. Whatever they do in the playoffs is gravy.
And that could be dangerous sometimes. I mean, you just never know, bro. I mean, who would they have to play right now? The Steelers? I think they could beat the Steelers right now. No, well, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think right now they can beat the Steelers.
They could beat.
I mean, you just never know.
They could beat anybody not named Kansas City. Right? One game, they could beat the Bills in Buffalo. They could beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh. They could beat the Titans in Tennessee.
Okay, but listen. But after seeing the Chiefs, right, and after knowing you were up 21-10, and then knowing what happened and how that lead got blown away, they play the Chiefs again. It might be a different story, bro. Look, the Chiefs are great. They're a great team, okay? But repeating in the NFL is hard to do. And, again, it goes back to what we talked about weeks ago. Any given Sunday, it can happen. It's all about matchups. Sometimes the level of skill is not, doesn't always win. Sometimes it's, how you match up. And you just never know, man. I mean, second time seeing them,
yeah. That's all fine and dandy, but I don't think. Look, that Kansas City played a shitty game on Sunday. That's the only reason that game was close. So they're not gonna play.
They played shitty because the Dolphins defense was on Mahomes' ass.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But now they've seen it, right? And I don't.
The Dolphins have seen it too.
I don't think. Right, that's fine. You can see it. But the Chiefs are just better. The Chiefs are just a better football team.
The New England Patriots in 2007 beat the New York Giants in Week 17, 38-35. And they didn't meet again into the Super Bowl. And everybody had their money on the Patriots. You just never know, bro. You just never know.
Yeah, but again, those two teams were much closer, I believe, in talent than what we're talking about with Kansas City and Miami.
No.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
Who's Miami's best receiver? Who's Miami?
No, you said the Patriots and the Giants were closer in talent?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Then the Chiefs and Dolphins?
No, the Chiefs have better talent than the Dolphins.
By far.
Yeah, by far, probably.
Right.
Probably.
And I don't think New England was by far more talented than the Giants.
I don't know. Yeah, they had Brady and Randy Moss. I mean, that's
The Giants had a solid defense and a great running game that year.
Yeah, they went on a hot run.
And that's the other thing. They went on a hot run. Look, I don't expect much from Miami. I agree with you. They could go to Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Tennessee, Indianapolis. They go to any of those places and win one game, but I don't expect much more than that. And quite frankly, it's a stepping stone season for them. I think that the improvement that they've made from last year to this year, the growth of Tua going forward, it looks good for them in the future. But this year, I don't expect much from them, but they are going to make the playoffs, which hats off to them, man. That's it. If they manage to go 10-6 this year, winning 2 of the last 3 games will put them at 10-6. That's a hell of an improvement over last year, and it's also, a good trajectory for the future. Right? Makes you feel. If you're a Miami fan, you're excited for them now, but you're really excited to see what they're going to be like next year and the year after. They were 5-11 last year. You know what I mean? So they're on a good path. Let's just say that.
I'm waiting for the $1 million question from you.
What?
I'm waiting for the $1 million question from you.
Oh, you want to talk about the Steelers?
I'm just saying the $1 million question, because every week you ask me. I'm just waiting on it.
It's funny, right? Last week when we did the podcast was during the Pittsburgh game, right?
Oh,
The game had just started. We did the podcast, and one of the questions I asked you is, whose O will go first? Pittsburgh's 0 losses or the Jets' 0 wins? And the Jets came really close against the Raiders, but then, of course, they lost. And the Steelers lost last week right after the podcast and then went on to lose this week again. I'll ask you, I know what you're going to say because you're a hater of the Steelers. You've become this, all of a sudden you've become a Pittsburgh hater. I don't understand why, but you are. Are the Steelers pretenders or contenders?
I mean, is that even a question anymore? It's not a question anymore.
I'll tell you
the world knows the answer.
I'll tell you what. Losing the game last week was good. I think it was good for the Steelers. Look, as much as someone would like to do it, go undefeated, no one really wants that smoke, right? If you ask all 32 head coaches, would they rather go undefeated like the Patriots and lose in the Super Bowl, or, go 13-3 and win the Super Bowl? They would all say, every single one of them would say, they would rather win the Super Bowl, right? So I think losing a game is good. I think losing that game in particular was good. Losing the game on Sunday night against the Bills, while not bad, it was bad in the sense that it took them out of the top spot, right? That is bad. But that Bills team is good. It was in Buffalo. And the Steelers have to, I think losing 2 games like that really points out what they have to work on. They have to find a way to stay healthy and get healthy. They got too many guys hurt. But more importantly, they've got to find ways to move the football. They become too one-dimensional. They go through periods of time during the course of the game where the only thing they can do is throw, or the only thing they want to do is throw. Now, I'm not sure if that's play selection or if that's personnel or what, but they've got to get a better balance of that, not just over the course of an entire game, but sometimes even during a drive. Sometimes they look too predictable. And the receivers aren't helping by dropping everything.
Yeah, they could also stop dancing on the Buffalo Bills logo pregame, and apparently that pissed off Josh Allen. See, they've gotten to the point where they talk a lot. Juju's doing a lot of talking, and now they're not backing it up because even he's dropping passes. That team is going to be first round and out in the playoffs. They're not going to make it because they don't have a good enough running game, and Big Ben's arm, poor guy, is going to fall off by the time fucking the playoffs come around. I mean, he just can't. He's throwing way too much.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to agree with you, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I mean, some of those passes on Sunday night looked like they were coming from a guy that was tired.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. And it wasn't in the fourth quarter. It was during the game. And the receivers obviously are not helping, and they've become too pass dependent. They can't seem to run the ball.
And now on defense, TJ Watt now is really like the only guy that can get pressure, and the Bills did a pretty good job of containing him. So now they've really become even more one-dimensional. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have any pass rushers or as many.
Yeah, no, I agree. I still think they're a contender. I still think they can make things happen in the playoffs, but they have to fix some stuff. And if I'm a Steelers fan, what I'm hoping happens is, okay, we don't have to worry about going undefeated. Okay, we lost another game. We can see what's wrong. Let's start to make the adjustments now so that we can get into the playoffs with some kind of momentum.
Yeah, problem is it's fucking week 15. I mean, these adjustments need to happen, in the middle of the season. Sometimes it's too late. It's too late to adjust. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes.
But look, we've seen it more than once where a team has gotten hot towards the end of the season. They've made adjustments and they've ridden that all the way through. So it could happen for them. But, if they don't come ready to play, the AFC is too stacked for them to, just kind of cruise through a first-round playoff game.
Josh Allen's fucking top 3 MVP. I said top 5. He's number 3 MVP in that league.
No, he's not.
He's got balls of steel. The guy is a leader. He is leading this team.
Who is your top 3?
I don't care. He is number 3.
Who?
Josh Allen leading this team.
I've got 3 that are
Josh Allen
more deserving than Josh Allen.
Josh Allen put a whooping on the Seattle Seahawks and Russell Wilson, put a whooping on the Steelers and Big Ben. Yo, Josh Allen is he's up there, bro. He's up there. He's going to finish
Actually,
top 3.
now that I think about it, he's 5th.
That's fine. I'm just saying. I think, look, I've been saying it.
Mahomes, Rodgers, Henry, Wilson.
No, Wilson dropped. I think Wilson dropped.
Well, Wilson and Allen are really close to me, but what Derrick Henry's doing
Allen beat Wilson.
What Henry is doing in Tennessee, my goodness.
Yeah, but he's a running back. He doesn't matter.
I hate to say this, but you're probably right.
Which is fucked up because, seriously, what he is doing is pretty incredible.
It's amazing. He is – that guy –
Actually –
that guy's an absolute battering ram.
Actually, him and Tannehill are having a pretty good season.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And their wide receivers are stepping up. Like, they're playing really good.
I'll tell you what, they said the same thing last year, right? If there was a team you didn't want to see in the playoffs was the Tennessee Titans. I think it's the same thing this year. You don't want to see – and here's the thing about Tennessee, and you could probably say the same thing about Baltimore. If you play them, you feel it that day and you feel it the following week. It is too much. It is too much pounding. Derrick Henry, 215 yards. Granted, it was against Jacksonville. I get it, but 215 yards.
I don't know, bro. The Bills got some good wins on their schedule, man.
Yeah, look, I'm not poo-pooing the Bills at all.
No, I'm just saying. I'm trying to big up Josh Allen, bro. I think they got some good wins. They really do.
They are doing well. Josh Allen's having a great season. I don't mean to belittle him by saying that he's 4th or 5th in the MVP race. We are talking about MVP. We're not talking about regular.
And out of all the playoff teams, they have their strength of schedule is. They're playing over 500 teams.
Yeah, they're good. They're going to be a tough out in the playoffs. Now, see, whereas Miami, I think it's more about the future. I think Buffalo is a contender right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I know I've kind of changed my tune a little bit there, but I think they're a contender right now. Moving on to the AFC North, we already talked about the Steelers, but the Browns – tough game to lose last night. And I think Baker Mayfield had the best quote. He said, it's not about this game. It's about how we handle this game going forward. And he's right. That loss last night is the kind of loss that could send a team into a tailspin and really get them to doubt their, lose their confidence a bit. It'll be important to see how they adjust going forward because that was a brutal game last night to lose to Baltimore. And I said it before. I think Baltimore I thought they were the best team in that division. I still think they're the best team in that division. I think once they get completely healthy, they're going to be really tough. And we're starting to see the offense click now that they're getting healthier. They're going to be a tough team. They're on the outside looking in right now, but their strength of schedule the rest of the way is, they have a cakewalk. They should go 3-0 the rest of the way, right?
Yeah, I don't trust the Ravens.
Still?
I don't trust Lamar Jackson. Yeah, I don't trust him. That was a good win. That was a needed win. But those are two teams that can't really play from behind. Like they have to. Last night it showed, right?
Right.
But generally speaking, I don't think those are two teams and two quarterbacks that if they were down in the playoffs, a quick 17-0, 10-0, I don't know that they could lead.
You don't trust them to make a comeback. Yeah, they've got to be in the game, right? But Lamar Jackson is just he's such a threat. A few of those plays that he made last night, he had people convinced he was doing one thing and he turned around and did the other, right? He had linebackers convinced that he was running and they came up and he threw the ball right over him and found the soft spot. They were convinced he was going to throw. They sat back. He ran it for 11 yards. 124 yards from the guy. When he's on, he's damn near impossible to defend. And again, I think they're getting healthier, so it's you're starting to see some of the results from there. I think that's a good football team. Don't knock it till you try it.
It's crazy. It feels like all of the AFC playoff teams can finish double-digit wins.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know that we've ever – if we have seen it, it's probably been a while. I don't remember seeing that.
I don't think I've ever seen that either. The Ravens have the Jaguars, the Giants, and the Bengals.
Yeah, they could win all three.
The Giants are really the only team that's playing for anything at this point. The Jaguars
– Yeah, but they don't handle – the Giants don't handle running quarterbacks very well. So I don't see how we're going to contain Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I agree with you. But, the Jaguars want to lose. The Giants can't handle a running quarterback, and the Bengals probably want to lose too.
Yeah, they suck.
At this point, they're like, look, just get me out of this thing. And out west, the Raiders had a chance. The Raiders had a chance to keep themselves in the conversation, but they really look like they're running out of gas. And
I thought they would sneak into the playoffs, but damn, the way they lost to the Colts on Sunday.
They were never in that game. No. They were never in it. I don't know what's going on there, but they are toast at this point.
Well, they fired their defensive coordinator right after the game, so maybe that's a spark. Maybe that's a team you want to bet on Sunday. Who do they play? Hold on. For my betting. Oh, they played the Chargers.
They were going to win that anyway.
Oh, the Chargers offense is all right.
Yeah, the Raiders are.
Hey, the Raiders, if they've.
They're only one game behind the Dolphins, right? But.
And they play them.
Oh, well, I guess they still might have a chance. They would need a collapse by either the Titans, Browns, or Colts in order for them to get there. Because the Ravens are going to, in my opinion, jump over the Ravens will jump over the Dolphins to get in, and then the Raiders would need to jump over somebody else in order to get in, and it would have to be the Titans, Browns, or Colts. And I don't think the Titans are going anywhere. To me, they look like the team that's going to win the South. The Browns, unless they really hit the skids somehow, I think they're going to make it. And the Colts, I think, are going to make it. So
I think they'll stay just like this.
the Browns are the most suspect of the teams that are in the playoffs to me. Of all the teams that are in a playoff spot right now, the Browns are still the most suspect.
And they could very well drop, right?
Yeah.
So
it could happen. Let's see. Moving on to the NFC. You thought the Saints had it easy on Sunday going up against an Eagles team that's not playing well, and they decided to start a rookie quarterback. And, they're in a dogfight at the top with the Packers. But Jalen Hurts really played a great game. For a rookie, played a great game. The defense helped him out. You can only say good things about Jalen Hurts and the Eagles at this point.
Yeah, no, it was a shot in the arm, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're that good.
Well, no, they're not that good, but
I think the Rams are going to surprise people. I really do. They play two tempos, bro. They play no huddle, and they can milk the clock if they need to. I think I would not. They would have to play the Buccaneers again. I would not want no part of them. None.
Yeah. Quite frankly, I wouldn't want any part of them or the Seahawks.
Seahawks got no defense, bro. No defense.
Yeah, but when it gets to the playoffs,
that gets exposed even more.
Yeah, but Russell Wilson's good.
Well, he's good, but he doesn't play defense. That's the problem. They have issues on defense. I mean, I like Wilson too, but they have issues on defense.
They do, but that's a good football team come playoff time. It's just the way that culture works.
Bro, but you're not a complete football team if you just play good on one side. You know what I mean?
Agreed, but they're 9-4 for a reason. What else? The NFC East. It's getting awfully close to a 500 team.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I dog the Steelers a lot. I mean, I could dog the Seahawks too.
You do.
I mean, when I look at their schedule, Falcons, Patriots, Cowboys, Vikings, 49ers, Eagles.
The Vikings are a playoff team, aren't they?
And then the Seahawks I don't know, and then the Seahawks lose to the Giants, which is kind of similar to the Steelers losing to the Redskins. See, I'm going out on a limb right now, and I'm calling the Seahawks are frauds. They'll be first rounding out.
Nah,
they're frauds.
Well, they won't be first rounding out if they win their division. If they have to go on the road, maybe. But if they win their division, they'll win. Is Minnesota 1, 2, 3, 4?
Are they in it?
No, Minnesota is.
I think they're just on the outside looking in because they lost. No.
Yeah, they lost. But
they're just on the outside.
Yeah, I still think they're gonna make it.
At least they have the tiebreaker over the Bears.
Yeah, but the Bears, the Bears finally won a game, but they're not gonna hang around. They're toast.
I mean, they play the Bears, the Saints, and the Lions. They could win 2 out of 3.
They could win 2 out of. That Bears game is at home, so that's a big plus for them. And then the Saints on the road. The Saints are going to play the whole time because they're fighting for that bye. And then the Lions, the Lions are already done. So I still think they make it. The Packers sitting atop the. Who did the Packers even play this week? I don't even know.
I know they have the Titans in 2 weeks. I think.
That's a good game.
Yeah, that should be a really good game.
Oh, the Packers played the Lions. That's why I forgot. No one watched it. Boring. You know how it is with the Lions.
Oh no, they beat the Lions.
Yeah, no, I know, but that's why no one remembers who they played.
Right.
They've got it easy the rest of the way as well, don't they?
I mean, yeah. I mean, just besides the game with the Titans, no.
Let's see. Panthers, Titans, and Bears. Yeah, that's pretty easy. Who do the Saints have? And are they going to get Drew Brees back? That's the real question with the Saints.
Yeah, they'll get Drew Brees back.
Well, they'll get him back before the playoffs, but they said they're not going to play him unless he's 100%.
I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either.
Even if they were to drop to the 3 seed, I wouldn't be worried for them.
Well, it's one or bust, right? It's the 1 seed. It's not like before where the top 2 seeds got a bye.
Right, but I'm saying if they drop to the number 3 seed, I mean,
even if they drop to 4, so long as they win their division, they're going to be okay, right?
No.
So they're at 10-3. Tampa Bay is at 8-5. So, it would take a massive collapse. The Saints have the Chiefs, the Vikings, and the Panthers. Yikes. So it's looking more and more like the Packers are going to go ahead and have the top spot in the NFC. Going back to the NFC East, you got Washington at 6-7, the Giants at 5-8, the Eagles at 4-8-1, and the Cowboys at 4-9. Who's going to win that division?
I think Washington wins. I think the Giants are gonna have an issue with Lamar Jackson, and they play the Browns this week. I mean, they could lose those 2 games right there, and then the fucking Cowboys could play spoiler the last week. I think Washington might take it. To be honest with you,
I think they beat the Browns. Again, that game last night was not easy. I mean, it took a lot out of you. It was on a Monday night. I don't expect the Browns to. I expect the Browns to take their lumps. I think the Giants could beat them. Washington has the Seahawks, Panthers, and Eagles. There's no telling what the Eagles will do at that point. They could be done by that point, or they could be in the thick of it, right? Because they've got that tie. So, I mean, you're looking at a Washington team that could very easily go 1-2 the rest of the way. If the Giants go 2-1, who's got the tiebreaker?
I think that win comes this week with the Seahawks. Yo, the Redskins defense is underrated, bro. It's been up there the whole season.
No, they're a very good defensive football team, and their offense is not bad. It's getting better, actually. They're running the ball. They've got some receivers. They're getting better offensively as the season goes on. And Chase Young is looking like the kind of guy that you have to game plan for that guy. Your game plan starts on what do we do about Chase Young before anything else.
Yeah.
Kind of like Aaron Donald, the guy from the Rams.
Yeah, Aaron Donald.
And Aaron Donald. Okay. I thought I was saying it wrong. You know what I was thinking about?
Ronald McDonald?
I was thinking about Sam Darnold from the Jets, and I was like, no, it's not Darnold, but it's Arnold. No, there's a D in it. But no,
Aaron Donald doesn't see ghosts.
He eats them.
That's right.
That guy's a beast. Hey, moving on. In the NFC West, it's getting pretty interesting out there. You've got the Rams and the Seahawks at 9-4, the Cardinals at 7-6. Even the Niners at 5-8, they can't win the division, but they're still in the fight for the playoffs. And, the Niners have not looked bad the last few weeks. They still have quite a bit of injuries. They still are playing with their backup quarterback. The Cardinals are the interesting one to me. Can they make a move to get into a playoff position?
I mean, they're in the playoffs right now. And after watching Kyler Murray this past Sunday,
yeah, but they're not. They're not going to be because the Vikings are going to move into that playoff position.
I mean, possibly. I hope so. So you're right. I hope so. But after watching, I like the Cardinals better than the Dolphins. Even though I like the Dolphins, but I like if I had to pick one of those two teams, I think the Cardinals, the Cardinals are better than the Dolphins, I think. And I think Kyler Murray is the difference. I really think he is. He can throw and he can fucking run. That dude is so fast. And you got DeAndre Hopkins, you got a veteran in Larry Fitzgerald. Their defense is pretty decent. They got a decent running game. That's a good team. That's a good team.
I like your explanation, but let me throw a little cold water on your Cardinals flame. They played the Dolphins this year, and the Dolphins beat them.
Okay, well, that's fine.
They've got the tiebreaker in the Super Bowl.
Was it a close game or no? 34-31. What are you talking about?
It was when you said it, I was like, I know they played a good game with the Dolphins, and I just couldn't remember who won. I had to go back.
Yeah, I don't remember that they played.
Yeah, well, you're old.
Yeah. So I really like the Cardinals, man, and I think that Kyler Murray is a big reason.
Really, the only two kind of open items in the NFC are who's going to win the NFC East and Arizona or Minnesota to get into the playoffs. I mean, the Bears are 6-7 as well. They're only one game behind, but I count the Bears out. I mean,
yeah, no.
You can't lose 6 in a row during the season and then be in the playoff hunt. I mean, I know mathematically they're in the playoff hunt, but to me, they're already eliminated. They're as good as the Lions and the Falcons and the Panthers, and they're out.
Yeah, Bears ain't going anywhere. Although Trubisky's having like some fucking great last 2 games or something. Like if you look at his numbers, they're fucking good.
You know what he's doing, right? He's doing just enough here at the end of the season, giving Chicago that glimmer of hope that they have a franchise quarterback so that they keep him or re-up with him, and then boom, he's going to go in the shitter.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I don't trust Trubisky to be the long-term solution there, but I think he's doing enough to get himself the tag of franchise quarterback, and it's not going to go well for the Bears. If they get it wrong, it's going to be a long time before they pop out of that hole.
Well, I want to see Trubisky's stats because I thought I saw something like. Let me see the stats real quick. I'm just curious. But let me see. Where is he?
His stats were great on Sunday. I mean, his stats aren't terrible.
13 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I mean, not terrible, but
yeah. But remember, he was hurt for a while,
and he got benched.
Did he get benched or did he get injured? No, he got benched. He got benched, and then Foles got injured.
Right. Yes. Right.
1, 2,
yeah,
3, 4, 5, 6. He's only played 7 games, so he's averaging less than 2 touchdowns a game, and less than an interception a game, less than 200 yards a game.
Yeah, Bears ain't doing shit.
One of those games he got, he played 1 play or something. So 6 games. Yeah, he's not. Those numbers are not. Those numbers aren't blowing anyone out of the water. So, hey, let me ask you a question. What do you think Philly does with Carson Wentz?
Man. I think they are going to trade him.
I feel bad for him because I feel like he just, he had that great first season, got hurt at the end, was probably going to win the MVP that year until he got hurt. Then Nick Foles, saved the day, won the Super Bowl for him. And then ever since, he's had no one to throw the ball to. I feel bad for the guy.
Nah, I would if he didn't play for the Eagles, but.
And I'll ask you again. Do the Jets win a game this year?
No, probably not.
It's awfully tough to go 0-16.
They're doing a good job, though. Yeah, they play the Rams. I don't think so. I'm looking forward to that Eagles and Cardinals game.
Do you think Gase survives until the Monday after the season, or do they fire him like on the plane ride home on Sunday?
I think he's going to be the head coach starting next season.
You think they're going to give him another year?
Yeah, I think so.
They've got the Rams, the Browns, and the Patriots. They could beat the Browns if the Browns, take them lightly and they're still kind of dinged up. And they, if they go into a bit of a tailspin here, the Jets might win that game.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to the Chiefs Saints. Definitely looking forward to that.
That will be a good game.
I hope Drew Brees plays. I think Washington, Seattle will be a very good game.
Week?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Really, I thought we were done with Thursday night games. We have a Thursday night game.
I wish we were. I really wish they'd do away with the Thursday night game.
But we have 2 Saturday night games, or two Saturday games.
Yeah, I would not be sad to see the Thursday night game go away.
And the Saturday night game is not that great either. You got the Bills and the Broncos and the Panthers and the Packers. So that's not that much better.
Well, the Thursday night game's not great either, right? The Chargers and the Raiders.
What is pretty cool is that they flexed the Giants and the Browns for Sunday Night Football. That was supposed to be the 49ers and the Cowboys.
Nice.
When you're America's team and you get flexed out, it's pretty bad.
Well, the Cowboys had a nice win against the Bengals this week, so.
Yes, they did.
That means they're going to lose the next 3 games.
I really don't see a lot of good games on the dock for this coming up week. I'm interested in 3 games.
Eagles and Cardinals will be good just to see what Jalen Hurts has, right? See if it was just a 1-week flash or if he's actually good. Bears Vikings to break the tie. Yeah, you're right. There's really not much. Yeah.
This may be another week to bet the chalk teams. Jesus Christ.
Slim picking.
This is a terrible schedule. Week 15 is horrible.
Yeah. Oh, well. Anyway, you got anything else?
Probably not.
All righty. What do you say we wrap this puppy up? As always, folks, we appreciate you watching and listening. You can catch our podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Podbean, Google Play, whatever podcast platform you choose to listen to podcasts. If you want to get a hold of us here on the show, you can email the show, positivesports10@gmail.com, positivesports10@gmail.com. If they want to get a hold of you, Alex, how do they do that?
On Twitter at Brooklyn Gaucho 1.
Catch all of my brother's picks because he picks just about every single football game. He's wrong most of the time, so just go the other way. You make money regardless.
I've actually been pretty good this NFL season.
Have you? I haven't been paying attention. I see your tweets, but I'm like, whatever.
I think I've been all right. I've done well.
Well, good. If you want to get a hold of me, you can do so on Twitter as well. You won't get football picks from me at eMontana21. Anything else? Any parting shots?
Did you enjoy Logan Paul, Jake Paul, Logan, Troll, Conor McGregor? You missed it? You didn't see it?
I saw it, but I don't care. I think it's dumb. I think look, I love
it's good for TV.
I love those guys and what they've done, right? Because basically they took a nonsense YouTube channel and they're monetizing it to make a lot of money. That's great. Good for them. And they're both athletes. I get it. But to think that they're going to get in with a professional fighter, be it Floyd Mayweather or Conor McGregor or Clarissa Shields, the boxer, you know, they're going to get their asses handed to them. You know, it's a different level. There's levels to fighting.
I don't think he's worried about that. I don't think he's worried about that.
No, he's not.
Because it sounds like, to me, I don't really pay attention to the guy, but I think he's got the balls to get in there and go toe to toe. And whether he wins or not, I don't care. But it's a money grabber too. You know what I mean? Like, they know what they're doing.
Alex, to be fair, if someone offered you, if you knew you could make $5 million to get in there with Conor McGregor or Floyd Mayweather, you'd have the stones to do it too. That's all it is. But as far as whether you have the skill to actually compete with those guys, I think it's kind of ludicrous to think that they will.
McGregor didn't have the boxing skills to go toe to toe with Mayweather, but he went in there.
Right, but Mayweather is a fighter. Right?
Okay, but McGregor's not a boxer. He's a UFC fighter.
Right, but he's a fighter, and he's mostly a striker in MMA, right? He's not a jiu-jitsu guy.
I mean, did we not see what this guy did to fucking Nate Robinson? He knocked him out cold.
Nate Robinson, but again, there's levels, right? Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor, and then you got Logan Paul, Jake, and then way down here out of camera shot on the floor, like he was laying down on the mat, you got Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson didn't even train for that fight. I mean, he took it like celebrity boxing. Jake Paul and Logan Paul, those guys are they're athletes, right? They're athletic. They wrestled in high school. They have some athletic background, and they train. They've been training for a couple of years now. But you can't take guys that have trained, 2 years and have two professional fights or one professional fight. You can't stick them in the ring with Floyd Mayweather, who's 50-0. You can't stick him in the ring with Conor McGregor, who's got 25 MMA fights and has actually fought and competed at that level. It's just different. And look, it's a money.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not saying the guy's going to beat McGregor, but it was a great troll job, number one. And number two, if what you're saying that he is trained and he's an athlete and all that, then who knows, man? Maybe he maybe takes this seriously and gives the people entertainment, because at the end of the day,
well, that's all it's going to be. That's all it's going to be is entertainment, and that's all the troll job is. But as far as
McGregor trolls too, so
will he actually be competitive with McGregor or Mayweather in the ring? Absolutely not. He won't be competitive. It's just, I mean, look, I hope he does it and he makes a lot of money. I'm all for people making a lot of money. I think it's great. But will it be competitive? No, it won't be competitive. So.
All right. Let's wrap it up. That's it.
That's it for me. As always, folks, ignore the negativity. Be the positivity.
Peace.